Hello. Welcome to your channel. Learn and learn. Today, we're going to talk about things we don't know. What to use. The additional piece of cloth that comes alongside your clothes isn't actually to use as a patch. This is what most of the people might think then throw away. It's actually there to use as a tester within the laundry machine to ascertain how the material reacts to different detergents or bleaches. Ever wonder what that tiny hole at rock bottom of padlocks beside the key part are there for? Seems, this small hole is there to assist oil the lock if it becomes rusty. It also works as a drain to empty out any liquids which will enter the lock. You're probably familiar with the diamond-shaped squares on the backs of most backpacks. Most people think they are purely aesthetic. However, these things are called lash tabs or pig snouts, and are intended to hold extra gear on cords to be strung through the openings. Ideal for camping or hickey. You may be conversant in the small loop which adorns the rear of most dress shirts. But it isn't just there for adornment. They are there in order that you'll easily hang them up during a closet without wrinkling them. A beneficial feature especially when you've run out of hangers. Have you ever wondered why there's a hole at the top of pen caps? Many people think the hole is to keep the pen from drying out. But it's actually there for a more serious preventative measure. The hole is to lower the risk of suffocation, especially of small children. If someone chokes on the cap, the opening keeps the airway from closing up completely. The little discs under plastic bottle caps are there to keep everything in the bottle. There have been promotions where soda brands have hid codes under the little disc. But there's a reason they are there. The disc helps seal in both the liquid and carbonation. If the disc wasn't there, soda would go flat much quicker. The tools on a tape measuring machine. Just about everyone is familiar with the ultra-handy tape measurers sold in hardware stores today. They seem to be pretty self-explanatory. A long, flexible band of tape with measurements pulls out from a roll and has a metal end that you can hold in place. Most people would be surprised to learn, though, that the metal tab has two other distinctly useful purposes. The wide hole in the metal piece is designed to be just large enough to hook over a nail head, so you can hold the measurer in place while you make your markings. In addition, the same metal tab has a serrated edge on one side that you can use to gently press and mark a board where you want the end of your measurement to be. Have you ever noticed the colored squares on the center of the bottom ridge on toothpaste tubes? Well, these colored squares actually have a purpose. The squares are called color marks, which are created when being manufactured. The various colors indicate whether the packet can either be folded or cut. You may have noticed that a majority of doorknobs are made out of brass. This is because brass surfaces can prevent bacteria from accumulating. Brass kills bacteria and essentially makes doorknobs germ-proof, which is right once they receive numerous different hands coming into contact with them. Anyone familiar with a keyboard will be aware that the F and J keys have tiny bumps on them. There's a reason these bumps are located on these keys on every keyboard, and it's because in 10-finger typing, these are the home keys where your index fingers rest. The bumps help typists find their way back to the home position without having to glance down from the screen. Stripes on headphone jacks. You surely have noticed that each one headphone jacks have 2 or 3 stripes on them. They aren't made only for decoration. There are wires getting to both headphones from every stripe, and if they weren't there, you'd only hear sound coming from one of the headphones. The hole in pot and pan handles. Most pots and pans these days come with handles that have a slim, oval-shaped hole at the end of them. It seems pretty straightforward that these holes are there so you can hang your pots and pans when you store them. On the other hand, many of them come with a metal ring looped through the hole which is meant for hanging. And the irregular shape of the hole in the handle doesn't fit too well on most hooks. That's because the true purpose of the hole on pan handles is to hold the handle of most stirring spoons. This way the spoon end hangs directly over the pot and minimizes the mess from cooking. If you like the video, don't forget to click on the subscribe button to receive all new